Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando, that's Corey, and today we're doing 2001's Replicant. Before we get started, if you want to follow me or Corey on Twitter, you could follow me at Junior You could follow Corey at Corey_idol. And this movie was a request, and I believe it was from Damien, who's requested, I think, all of the Jcvd films.
We are going through his entire catalog.
Yes. But hopefully we do you right this time. And it's not that these Jcvd movies aren't super entertaining and great, but there's just a lot of holes to poke.
Yeah, I'll put it this way, man. Like, I understand you think, we may be ripping on your movies or whatever. And that's true. We kind of are. However, if you really want to see us bash a movie, request Steven Seagal movies. We both like Jcvd.
Yes.
This is just what we do for a living. But Steven Seagal movies? Yo, I will fuck that ponytail bitch up.
I'll do 20 minutes on just him running alone. So
pretty much.
Let's get into the cast of Replicant. We have another Jcvd squared sighting. So this film stars Jean-Claude Van Damme as man-baby Replicant and Gavin Rossdale, long-hair rock star serial killer guy.
You know what's fucked up here? And I apologize for stopping you right in the middle of your cast intros. But this is the first time in the history of Jcvd movies, maybe since Universal Soldier, we've given him a French name. He actually has a French name in this movie. And it's the first time you're like, yeah, fuck this Gavin Rossdale looking bitch.
Well, you don't get the big reveal of his name until the end of the movie. So I figured screw it.
I'm automatically celebrating a writer for assigning this motherfucker a French-sounding goddamn name. That's all I'm saying. I want to throw this dude a parade.
Absolutely. And the other two stars of this film are Michael Rooker as Detective Jake Riley and Catherine Dent as Angie.
Dude, Michael Rooker is just one of those home run actors.
Yes.
And I know, like, a lot of, there was a time period where it was just kind of like, Michael Rooker. But, like, ever since The Walking Dead, he has taken off in a different kind of stratosphere with his acting, and it's fantastic.
Yes.
I am there for a Michael Rooker driven feature.
You were right.
Let's face facts. He made this movie better.
Oh, 100%.
So,
100%.
like, that's
100%.
I'll
tell you straight up, dude, I was thrown for a loop because when we watch these movies, especially ones that I haven't seen, I don't read the description of the movie at all. I don't want to know. I come into it to do the job. That's all I'm there to do. Surprise me.
Yep.
So when he was the good guy and Jcvd was the bad guy, I actually was like, okay, I'm in.
Yep.
Because the small secret of Hollywood is Jcvd is one of the best fucking villains you could ever cast. And I don't give a fuck what you say.
I was going to say that too. He plays such a good bad guy.
Yes, that's right. And so what?
So this movie opens with a woman calling 911 because there's a break-in at her apartment, and a long-haired Jcvd kills her because you're a bad mother. And he then takes the baby, places him into the crib while creepily singing this lullaby. He then douses the mother in alcohol, lights her on fire, and leaves as the cops show up.
The way they set him up as a bad guy, dousing her with alcohol and setting her on fire, that's fucking brutal. Mm-hmm. So he's just a mean bastard right off the fucking jump.
Yep.
He takes the kid, puts it in the crib, singing the thing. So clearly, his motives. Like, he was something with his mom, which is most serial killers, quite frankly, fucked him up. And so immediately we have his motive. We don't have to guess. We don't have to wonder. We get it. Right?
Yep.
But then they're also making him like this weird, like the way he's singing that lullaby, it's so creepy.
Yep.
It's again, it's so charismatic.
Yes.
Because you're just like, yo, what the fuck is he about to do to this kid? Like he's petting it like a dog and fucking singing to it, just kind of holding it like this.
Yeah.
It was so just right off the jump.
So the whole apartment is up in flames now. The cops bust in. Detective Riley saves the baby, escapes onto this like electrical platform outside the window, and he sees Gavin Rossdale, Jcvd, leaving on the fire escape. Corey's life lessons.
Hi kids, Uncle Corey here. I cannot stress enough to you that when a fire has been started, do not feed it oxygen. Opening the windows and fanning for the smoke clearing out, that's not good. That's why you're a cop and not a fucking firefighter, moron.
They actually say, wait for the fire department. They actually say that before they kick in the door.
Who does that? Uh-oh, there's a fire. Open the windows. This movie came out after Backdraft. Are you telling me these guys don't live in a universe where Backdraft existed? Everybody knows it.
Riley gets to the baby. He gets down because he wants to chase Jcvd so badly. He finds the first fireman that he can find, gives him the baby, and then starts chasing Jcvd through the streets, onto a bus, and then into this parking garage.
And here's what I like here, okay? This wasn't a weird thing where they caught him in the first act, but he gets off on a technicality because Michael Rooker messes him up. Or, he's able to trick him into thinking it's not really him. Michael Rooker, knows he's on the bus. There's only one place he could be. It makes perfect sense. He went on that bus. So he goes directly. There's no wondering. There's no him running after it as it leaves.
Yeah.
None of that stupid cliche. He gets on the bus. He recognizes, like, okay, we got a situation. Talks to the bus driver immediately. Doesn't do a Sylvester Stallone. It's like, hold my sunglasses, miss. And just starts fucking up everybody on the bus. He actually, talks to the bus driver. It's so realistic how that would go down.
Yes.
And then have Jcvd's reaction on top of that, where he stands the hostages up against the window, slips out. I am so invested at this point because outside of them fanning the fucking flames with oxygen, they've done such a good job of setting a base story up and keeping it in a somewhat like Michael Rooker's not a dumb cop.
Yep.
He's not I'm in the pursuit and I'm overheated, so I lost my temper. Like none of that bullshit happens here.
Yeah. And Jcvd sees this whole thing go down. So he jumps off the bus and he runs into the parking garage where he steals a car and then runs Riley over with the car.
Which I also loved.
Yeah, that was great too. And we realize after this whole series of scenes and, Riley's getting the ice pack or whatever the hell, and he's talking to the cops there, that was his last day. He's retiring. It's one of the I'm too old for this shit kind of things. And we also get the feds coming over to him and trying to talk him into working with them to catch Jcvd, even though he's retiring.
These jerk-offs are by far the worst characters in this film.
They really are.
There was a million different ways that you could have set up the genetic cloning, spoiler alert, of Jcvd's character without having to make these guys who they were. Because, holy God.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say about their characters as a whole. They're so fucking bad.
They are bad, and we get to see this like up close and live with Riley and the feds at their like little underground lab where they tell him that they found a hair follicle that was good enough for DNA imprint to clone the Michael Hutchins fucking Jcvd. So they decided, what the fuck, we're gonna do it, because their plan is, and their goal is to create replicants so that they can chase down terrorists and killers. So their first like dance with this whole like replicant thing was let's clone a serial killer that has literally just been murking women for 3 years. Nobody's been able to. His body count is the highest of like anybody in the history of the world as far as serial killers go. But they're like, let's clone that guy. See if we can't catch him because of mind things and feeling stuff.
Corey's life lessons.
Hi, kids. Uncle Corey here. If you are interested in going into the world of genetics and cloning, I have to dispel this notion immediately and upfront so you don't go into this just with Disneyland glasses on. A hair, a fingernail, a piece of dried skin, really any body part will not contain human memories. It doesn't happen. The barber at the end of my haircut does not hold on to pieces of my past.
It'd be a lot cooler if he did, though.
It sure would, Wooderson, but he doesn't.
It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
Let's just start there. I've seen Jurassic Park. I am on board with, like, we found this little hair and we've developed it into a full-grown human being clone. Cool in the fucking gang. That's awesome.
Yeah,
I can get on board with that. It's science fiction. But that hair is providing the same memories that guy has. And not even the memories. Future. He can predict his future movements later in the fucking movie. Because of a hair he lost in a crime scene.
Yeah.
Just where the fuck did we go?
You're so smart, figure it out for yourself.
PSA aside, this is when I knew we were going to have a problem with our national security force team. Before they get into all the cloning here, they tell Michael Rooker's character, yeah, we put his information into our supercomputer, and it told us he's a white male, 30s, and very physical. The fucking crime scene could have told you that. What are you, a supercomputer?
Okay, take it easy.
The best they could tell you was white male, in his 30s, very physical. Yet you have the fucking technology and the wherewithal to take a hair from somebody and create an entire person who remembers his past and can predict his fucking future?
Hell yes.
Here's the thing. Because, it's not like, they've perfected the science of it all yet. Because they also tell Riley here that he's going to have to take man baby Jcvd and nurture him and help it develop and let it lead Riley to the, like, all of a sudden, he's got one of those little Digimons, like back in the day, you got to feed it, you got to fucking, he's got to wipe its butt. Because when Jcvd comes out of like the little cocoon thing that he's in, they put him in this like little bedroom, whatever, and you have Miss Johnson teaching him to stand and sit and blah, blah, blah. But he's basically a grown gorilla man baby thing that all he knows how to do is gymnastics because they're feeding him videos of gymnastics for some reason and cool dexterity and things. I'm fine with that. But you teach him to stand, sit, simple, orders and things that he needs to follow, but you don't teach him English. He doesn't talk. He just says, I'm kill.
Me kill.
Sit, stand, I'm walk. That's what you're getting from this.
He sounds like a fucking immigrant at the DMV.
Like trying to get the information that they need because that's what he's there for. He's there to feed you information on how to catch this killer. But he doesn't speak any English.
No, he doesn't speak really any language. He speaks basic word.
Exactly.
And I'm not even saying words, like words.
Word. And he can draw like hieroglyphics and shit. Like that's who you're letting you lead to. Yeah. How about this? How about you just start the basics. Get him to like a 3rd grade, 4th grade level of understanding and speaking English, and then send this hound dog out on the hunt for the serial killer.
I'm just going to go with a better idea. Call me crazy, but I'm going to go with Michael Rooker's playing here and put his fucking face on the news.
Yes, and they say you can't do that.
You can't do that. We don't want anybody to know we have this technology. You're the federal government. Lie.
You're right again.
This all was what made the movie bad. Literally the beginning and the rest of the movie from here on out is actually very good and very entertaining. Mm-hmm. This part here and like the two other scenes where the National Security Force show up is dog shit.
Yeah, it really is.
Just
it really is.
Dog shit.
Riley is given man baby Jcvd, and he decides to take him to a house for sale where Rockstar Jcvd committed one of the murders. Riley walks him through the house to see if he remembers the murder, and he runs through the house, and we get flashbacks of the murder, and we also get flashbacks of abuse as a child that he had, and then flash cut to Gavin Rosdale Jcvd passing by a woman and her son, who the son's misbehaving, and he has his own flashbacks again of child abuse. And we get a lot of these scenes throughout where it's these quick flash cuts where, you know, evil Jcvd's, ooh, you're a bad mother. And not in like the good way, like you're a bad motherfucker. Like he's just like, you're a bad mother. Naughty, naughty, I'm going to kill you. So you get a lot of those flash cuts to that, to him as a child getting abused.
And I love this real estate agent is so cool. One, because she's like, oh, you're the TV cop. I'm so glad it's you because I hate talking about the murder that happened in this house. And two, it's really dope you brought the guy you have in handcuffs along with you to run through the house.
After speaking with the feds, again, he takes man baby Jcvd to his house where his mother sees that Riley has literally been beating the shit out of him this entire movie so far and gives him some advice that if you treat people like criminals, they're going to act like it.
Just full disclosure, that's where I wish this movie maybe went a little bit more. Because how does he not know that? You know what I mean? Like, it's very clear at this point, if you know anything about serial killers, which I'm a huge fucking nerd for that kind of shit.
Me too.
They all come from that kind of abuse.
Yeah.
So you know it's not just like, hey, I'm born a fucking psycho. It's like, I ate my twin. No, like they were made into this thing. So you know that something violent, and you can probably assume without a supercomputer that it was, you know, abuse because he's killing mothers.
Yeah.
So he's got a mommy fetish that's just gone all kinds of fucked up. Why would you treat this other replicant like shit? Sleep in the bathroom naked after I've stripped you down and just like I'm looking for this tracker that I don't find. And like all this weird shit that's just like, you know, maybe back off because right now the fucking pound wouldn't give you a dog. And they give anybody a dog. And they'd be like, no, psycho, get out of here.
So we're now back at the police station, and Riley is trying to get more information on the serial killer Jcvd. Riley then goes to evil Jcvd's house. He sees his treasure trove of victim pics on his computer, which is connected to a bomb. And man baby Jcvd, who's locked in the backseat of the cruiser, gets free because he realizes, because of feelings and things, what's going on, and that a bomb's about to go off. So he gets in there and he gets them out as the bomb explodes, and Riley's safe.
I'm so mad that I got to keep doing this.
Corey's life lessons.
Hi, everyone, I guess. It used to be cops, bad guys. Now it's just everyone, because it's the last one I'm doing of this. Okay? Stop touching people's shit when they're murderers. He's like, Michael Rooker's just like, oh, computer. What's this countdown? It's a fucking bomb, you dummy. What do you think it is? You've had this guy in your computer fucking database for years.
Yes.
He's been doing these killings for years and you couldn't find him. And you're so dumbass that you walk in and it's like, oh, he left his computer up. Derpa, 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 derpa. Get the fuck out of here. What do you think was going to happen? You deserve to get blown up, you fucking moron. When you go into somebody's house that you know maybe is a little bit nefarious, don't be touching their shit.
Yeah.
Especially electronics.
But outside now, Man Baby sees Gavin Rossdale, chases him down, and we get a fight between both JCVDs in this like empty bar. Man Baby gets his ass kicked, but Rockstar JCVD doesn't kill him at the end here for some reason and just like runs away because he hears sirens.
And I like this though because they do sort of cover it later when he like goes back to the hospital and Gavin Rossdale kills his mom.
Yeah,
it's because he has a brother now. He believes like, oh, we're connected. You're my family. You're my brother.
Yeah.
The one piece of family that I had was this abusive old bitch.
Yeah.
I don't need her anymore. I got you. We're the exact same too, which is even better.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, do you know what kind of a fucking ego you have to think that an exact replica of you is great? I would murder my replica in 5 minutes.
That's why I thought the scene was odd. Because if I saw a replica of myself, I'd be like, no good can come of this.
No, there doesn't need to be two of us. The world has enough chlamydia.
So then you have Man Baby wandering the streets, apparently in the red light district, and he gets approached by a hooker who takes him up to her apartment. And because he's a caveman, he just wants smush smush, and he then just comes in his pants. Like, dude, this whole scene is one of the weirdest. I would have to say, like, he doesn't speak word, and he doesn't understand thing, and there's all of these things, and he gets into this like, oh, I'm just gonna. Why is the scene here?
What is happening?
I'm very confused.
The scene is here simply for foreshadowing purposes because they needed somewhere for his character to go at the end of the movie. However, this is where they fucked up and where they could have made it exactly what they wanted to make it. Because this was intended to be straight comedy. The punchline is him coming in his pants.
Yes.
And just not understanding what the fuck happened.
Oh, the punchline wasn't lost on me.
So, well, it might be on some people who thought the punchline was him trying to rape the hooker.
Yes.
Which is where you fucked up.
Yes.
If you had taken that. Just reverse it. She stays on top of him. She's grinding on him. They don't have any kind of penetration whatsoever. He's still nuts in his pants. She still gets mad because he doesn't have any money. And then you still have the whole events unfolding. Oh my God, this was your first time. Like it dawns on her later, like, oh, this was your first time. Guys, don't hurt him, blah, 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 blah.
You're right. It's fact.
The pimp and his crew get called in. He beats the shit out of like the whole fucking pimp and goons and all that shit. Riley finds him along with the cops. They show up, they get him, and they take him out of here. Riley then takes Man Baby back to the station, interrogates him some more to try and remember the murders from the past and get the next target. And like, who is the next target? Is this woman the next target? And literally here is when they get, and this is all they get, me kill.
Me kill.
I have to just caution people. I'm not going to do a PSA, but I'm going to caution people. If you're pressing, like, let's say a child, because that's basically what this is. JCVD, in his clone, is a child. Don't surround that child with multiple people going, look at the picture. Do you see this? Recognize this? Do you see this? What's this? Do you see this? Recognize that? What's this? And it's all just burned, charred bodies. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yes.
That's sensory overload for anyone. Like a Navy SEAL would be like, yo, dude, stop.
Yeah.
Of course he fucking breaks down and can only say, me kill. Me kill all of you with the rest of the sentence.
Riley then starts to kind of take to Man Baby. He lets him sit in the front seat, no cuffs, takes him to the park to get ice cream, and then he gives him the picture of who they believe is the next target. And JCVD draws some like hieroglyphics on the windshield in permanent marker, by the way. And Riley figures out where this woman is staying, but they get there a little too late. She's already dead.
Yeah, they don't save anyone in this movie.
No, dude, it's just, just everybody's gets murked. Whoever's meant to get murked gets murked, and like they can't do anything about it. But I'm gonna do a quick don't do that.
Don't do that, it's not good for you.
Hi, cops, and literally anybody. If there's a language barrier of sorts between you and somebody you're trying to get information from, and you're like, hey, draw a picture. If it's on your windshield, you might want to give them a dry erase marker instead of this gigantic, like, Sharpie permanent marker that they just caveman style just go to town drawing. He's like, I don't know, what is that, a house? Is that a house? Is that a church? Is that a house? No. And they end up at a hotel. Not a house or a church or a convenience store or whatever the fuck. But that's cool. You get there and you get there too late. And now you have permanent marker all over your windshield.
Well,
don't do
that's
that.
Exactly why they got there too late. He had to like drive with his head out the windshield because he couldn't see. Looked like the Joker in Dark Knight.
Ace Ventura driving around. Man Baby here at the hotel starts running with Riley to chase down Rockstar Jcvd because he feels things and stuff. And Man Baby locks Riley in a room, then leaves to find Rockstar by himself. They come face to face, and Rockstar tells Man Baby that Riley's gonna kill him and they're brothers, and Riley shows up and Rockstar gets away. This scene was just really weird because Rockstar Jcvd tells Man Baby, he's like, you got the message I sent you telepathically through vibes, and remember when you came in your pants? That was the message, and you showed up. Good for you. Like
yeah,
this
like
is...
he somehow learned how to master his psychic abilities
within 3 days
after meeting his brother. He's like, wait a second, I'm Professor X now.
Riley then gets another call from Rockstar, and Rockstar lets him know that Riley is his next victim. And we then see Gavin Rossdale going to see his mother in the hospital / nursing home thing. And he shows her his latest victim, and she's all shocked and whatever by it.
She's sort of catatonic, so I guess maybe she could have been shocked, but she just kind of seems to go with her big thing, like, you're a bad boy.
Yeah, like she does the big eyes like, oh shit, the fuck. And then she just says, you're a bad boy. So again, I don't know if that's a you're a bad boy in a good way or...
Right, and is this the first time he's shown her the pictures? This is why I like, because it makes it seem like he comes back there every time he's got a victim.
Yes.
So why isn't she like talking to one of these nurses and being like, he's the torch?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of thought she was into it a little bit.
Yeah, she may have been. But this is where we find out who Gavin Rossdale is. And his name is Luke Savard, and we get some exposition here on his background, his abusive household he grew up in, and Man Baby, Jcvd, and Riley go to see the mother, but apparently she had died the night before, so here's a box of her shit. Hit the bricks, pal.
Yep. Sorry about your mom. Need the bed.
Yeah. Yes.
Will you be paying debit or credit for this today?
While viewing the body, they get ambushed by Rockstar. He beats the hell out of Riley, leaving him half dead on the floor. He gives Man Baby a knife to kill Riley. Man Baby says, no, me no killy Riley guy. And Rockstar then puts a gun in his face. Man Baby calls evil Jcvd a bad boy and says that you killed Mama. And
who you didn't know, by the way.
Yes. No, he did, because he shares memories.
Yeah.
I love Mama.
Maybe, I think that was in the other hair.
But then you get this 3-way fight with Riley, both the Jcvds, the whole scene at the hospital, like in the little morgue thing at the hospital, is really good. And then I also really like the scene where Riley chases him down after he steals the ambulance, and Riley jumps on the ambulance. Dude, it was like they did that. They filmed that in one take because it was just like, hey, whoever the stunt driver is, just hammer on the fucking gas and this thing is going to bounce around this parking garage. It looked great.
This was, we blew our budget for this shot.
Yes.
We don't have another ambulance.
Yes.
Get it fucking right.
Absolutely.
To quote RuPaul, don't fuck it up.
No. So you got Riley trying to get in there. They're getting into a fight into the cab of the ambulance. Riley jumps off. Evil Jcvd crashes the ambulance and somehow walks away from the crash. And then Riley tracks him down into like the incinerator room of this place. This is the biggest hospital / nursing home I have ever seen in my life.
Massive.
But so he tracks him into the incinerator room. He gets met with a shovel to the face. Evil Jcvd just like finds this random shovel, was like, fucking dope. I'm smacking you in the mouth with this thing. And he takes him into the incinerator. He begins to put him in. Man Baby shows up with a gun to try to save Riley. And then we get our third Jcvd squared fight of this movie. There are 3 of these fights.
And this one's awesome. However, I have to say before we get into that, Michael Rooker screaming while being incinerated.
Yes.
Was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I so bought that.
No, absolutely.
Like every time I started to fade out a little bit, there would be a scene or a line or something that would just draw me back in. And this one was fucking awesome. Because I was
it was great.
No, like he sounds like they're burning the shit out of him.
Yeah.
They must have killed the stunt guy in the fucking ambulance.
We get this fight between the Jcvds. They're doing like the match kicks and they're hitting knuckles and man Baby Jcvd kicks the shit out of evil Jcvd.
If this fight is where the whole reason behind hair follicle memories, fair enough.
Hey,
I'm in because this fight was dope. This fight was fantastic.
This fight was really fantastic. The only thing I didn't like about this fight was because you got the matching kicks, the matching punches, and then like Man Baby says something to the effect of like, "But I'm also in your head, so I already know what you're gonna do before you like that whole thing." I was like, "Well, he can do the same thing then." And now you're still at a fucking stalemate. But I get it. The fight has to end at some point. So I understand writing and things.
That's not how the Force and the dark side work.
Okay.
God damn it. Watch a Star Wars movie, dude.
Evil Jcvd then gets up, even though he's been rocked to hell. He hits Man Baby in the head with a shovel because he loves fucking shovel play. And Riley shoots Evil Jcvd.
Every time he kept hitting people with the shovel, I kept flashing to Step Brothers.
What
are you doing? I'm burying you alive. I could just see 2 Jcvds talking to each other doing that.
This is like OK Files. This is like OK Files. People die every day.
Riley then tells Man Baby that they're family now as the incinerator room catches fire, and Man Baby gets Riley out of the room, locks himself in to be killed along with evil Jcvd, and we see everything blow up, and we're led to believe they're both dead. But then cut to an undisclosed amount of time later, Riley is at Angie's house, who's his wife / girlfriend / ex-wife / sister, I don't know, and he sees someone drop something off in the mailbox. He goes to get it. It's the music box that Jcvd's mother had, and the movie ends as we get a Pretty Woman situation between the hooker from earlier and Man Baby Cummy Pants, and as they walk away to live happily ever after.
Yeah. So, all right. There's a couple things I would have done here to make this movie phenomenal. And I'm not even going to go back to the whole supercomputer discussion because that is what it is.
Yeah.
However, you have a serial killer, correct? Whose whole focus is mothers.
Yes.
Bad mummies.
Yep.
You have 2 side characters in this movie, both connected to Riley, who is who Jcvd is obsessed with. He needs Riley. That's his opponent through this all.
Yeah.
Riley is connected to 2 different moms in this movie. The cop, sister, daughter, brother, wife, cousin,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
is a mother. And
Yes.
then Riley's own mother is alive.
Yes.
They are never used in that way.
That's
How
fair.
are you not? Why introduce them as moms in any way?
Yeah, that's a great
That
point.
shows nothing other than having JCVD go at them. That's a difference maker. That then ups the stakes even more. But for him to just completely ignore that fact and be like, like strange mum is better than your mum. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Come on. Are we doing this or not? You know what I'm saying?
I like to run into mommies on the street who are treating their sons very, very poorly, and I do not agree. So you must die, and I will torch you.
Exactly. He's me in a supermarket.
You're right again.
The other thing I would have done is the very end here.
Yep.
I would have had, just me, the same scene where Michael Rooker's looking out the window. He sees somebody in the raincoat, puts something in the mailbox. The guy takes off his hood. It's not Man Baby, but it's Gavin Rossdale. He kind of winks at him, puts his hood up. By the time he's like, what the fuck? Like, runs outside. He's totally gone. There is nothing in the mailbox. And you just kind of think that maybe he's haunted by this, right? Like, this guy's just going to stick with him for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And then somewhere in the background, you just see, like, JCVD kind of smirk, start his car, and drive away. That would have been awesome, too. It would have been more chilling. Who the fuck cares about Man Baby and the hooker getting together? That's not a love story for the ages I care about. That's not what I was worried about.
That's what Replicant 2 is. It's Replicant 2, Man Baby and the hooker. No, the whole hooker situation, it didn't need to exist, and you don't even need to. And here's the other thing too: you could just have the movie end with the two JCVDs dying, and just be done with it instead of having this like, "Aw, the good JCVD lived." Like, you don't need to tie a pretty bow on these things.
No, oftentimes the best movies have no bow. They're not even wrapped.
Yeah.
They're just fucking awfully dark and shitty at the end, and you're just like, whoa, what the fuck just happened?
Exactly.
And I don't care what kind of story it is. Dude, everybody geeks out about the romance or the Notebook being one of the best romantic movies ever made. That ending is horrible.
You were correct.
I enjoyed the movie. The action sequences were great. They did here and successfully did what Double Impact tried to do, which is get JCVD against JCVD and actually have it look real and believable. Like, they fixed all the bugs with the lighting and they didn't look exactly the same. You had the one with the long hair, one with short hair. Like, okay, you made enough differences to make it make sense and look good.
Yeah, one definitely looked like he was born yesterday, and the other one looked like he had lived a life.
You were right.
Overall, like, as far as like a murder mystery and a thriller like this is concerned, this is way better than a lot of the recent shit I've seen that tries to cover
Absolutely. That's all I got for this one. Do you have anything else?
No, sir.
All right. Well, for Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 2001's Replicant.